episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is going to be a sort of unboxing. No, it isn't really an unboxing. It's just sort of a pickup of some of the essential oils I've recently gotten from a supplier in New York City. You guys know I'm still trying to make fragrances. I haven't done a fragrance related video in a while, and I definitely want to get back to that. And what I do every month is I pick up either some aroma chemicals or some natural essential oils, and every month I sort of alternate. Like 1 month I'll get some essential oils, some naturals, and the next month I'll pick up some aroma chemicals, and I go back and forth. Sometimes I get from a supplier I'm familiar with, sometimes I get from a new supplier, and this month I got from a new supplier. I like alternating when I get from naturals, suppliers I'm familiar with, which for me my favorites are basically White Lotus Aromatics and Eden Botanicals, and then I'll get from a supplier I'm not familiar with and try their stuff out. Sometimes it works out great, sometimes it doesn't work out at all. And I sort of do that with aroma chemicals. I sort of usually get either from one of 3 or 4 places. I either get from Perfumer's Workshop, which is my least favorite, Perfumer's Apprentice, which is I like a lot, Creating Perfumes, which I also like a lot, and then Perfume Supply House, which is my favorite because they have a lot of like specialty bases and stuff like that, but their shipping times sometimes take a long time, at least for me, who's always awaiting new stuff. So what I'm also trying to do when I get new stuff is I really like to frequent a Base Notes perfume DIY board, where there's just a ton of info you can learn. And I believe Paul Kyler, who has PK Perfumes, posted the 200 materials that Jean-Claude Elena uses. He's Jean-Claude Elena, the perfumer for Hermes, or he's now passed the torch to Christine Nagel, but the very famous perfumer who's done so many amazing perfumes for different companies, has sort of limited his collection down to 200 materials he uses, and he sort of shared that list, and I'm trying to collect the 200 materials that he uses. It's not to say, hey, if I have the 200 JCE has, I can make Jean-Claude Elena fragrances, but at least he values them, so I feel like there's got to be a reason why they should be in my collection. So every month I try to add at least 1 or 2 things that are in his 200. I probably have 50 more or so to get. Some of them are almost impossible to get if you're not a perfumer, or they're really hard to source. But anyway, Enfleurage is who I decided to get from this month. They're in the West Village. They specialize in really in incense and some other hard to get stuff. They're definitely higher priced. A lot of people think their stuff's worth it. Some people don't think their stuff's worth it. So I decided to spend $100, around $100. I try not to go over it each month, and if there's something I love, I always know I can go back and get more, can't get less. So I bought 4 things this month. This was about $100, a little bit over with shipping. I know I should have just gone down there, but it's in the West Village. I'm on the Upper East Side. I really haven't had the time. So I just picked 4 things up and had them ship it to me, and I'll show you what I got. 3 of them are on the Jean-Claude Elena list. So the first one, really simple, is just some basil, and I had some holy basil, which I believe is like more popular in Thailand. You've probably had it if you've ever eaten like pho or tom yum soup or something like that. But this is Egyptian basil, which is a little bit sweeter. It's super green, really nice, very vanilla, a lot of vanilla and sort of anise in it. I think this is 10 ml of it, and it was like, I don't know, like $15, something like that. Super affordable. I probably could have gotten it somewhere else a little bit cheaper, but I wanted the Egyptian variety because that's what Jean-Claude Elena specified on his list. Second one Jean-Claude Elena also has on his list is Tarragon Essential Oil. This is from France. It kind of smells a little bit like the basil. Yeah, a lot like the basil actually. Again, very green, very herbal, sweet. Something you can definitely use to make like a green fragrance. If you want to do like a forest floor, if you're looking to do a fougere, An herbal accord, I think this could be good as well. And I got 10 ml of this. I think it was the same price, like maybe $15. So those are two I just wanted to knock off the Elena list. Then this one's not an Elena list, and this is black frankincense from Oman. It's wild. And the owner of Florage evidently has frankincense planted in Oman, and there's multiple varieties you can get from them. There's silver, there's black, and then sometimes there's like a special reserve version that's like $80 for 5 ml. This is 5 ml for $35. This is the black. I'm gonna get the silver too, and I wanted this because you know that Amawaj uses frankincense from Oman, but they use the silver variety, and this is the black variety. And this is really good. I have frankincense from India and Somalia. I definitely like this one the best, but I don't know if it's worth $35 for 5 ml. It's if you've never smelled real frankincense essential oil, you know you probably think it's gonna smell like a church or like an incense. You know, you smell incense fragrances. It's very fresh. It's very terpenic. It's like lemony and clean. It's fresh and light. It smells resinous and it smells like incense, but it doesn't have any of the burning notes or sort of connotation that you might think. If you want that sort of burnt incense thing in your fragrance, you have to introduce something that makes it smell like that, whether through woods or cade oil, or just another sort of smoky material to give it that burnt incense accord. Otherwise, it's a very fresh note. And then the last thing I got, and this is on the Jean-Claude Elena list, this is Jasmine Sambak Absolute from India. And this was $40 for 2 ml. I have Jasmine Absolute from India. I don't have the Sambak. Sambak's a special variety of jasmine. Some people think that's the best. Some people think Grand Florium is the best. This is really nice, guys. This is like, oof. This is honeyed and indolic, and animalic, and it's sweet. It just like smells like jasmine leaves and honey and black tea. It's really good. Haven't diluted it yet down to 10%, which is what I'm going to do. I have a couple types of jasmine now. I have regular jasmine. I have a really good jasmine accord. I have some synthetic jasmine Sambak blossoms. I have a Sambakita, which I believe is like the not Robert Tett. One of the specialty companies did Sambakita to do a jasmine base, which is really nice, but this is easily the best that I have. So I'm wanting to do a floral fragrance for my mother. She really wants a fragrance with lily, rose, vanilla, and what else? There's something else she wants. Oh, sandalwood. So I'm going to use some Mysore sandalwood, which is Mysore sandalwood is like the best thing ever. Some Mysore sandalwood. I'm going to use some of this jasmine. I'm going to use some rose otto. I'm going to use some vanilla absolute, some vanillin, and then like a nice blend of musks, maybe citroasis, which is a gorgeous citrus base, at the top to give it a little bit of sparkle, and then maybe throw a couple more florals in there to give it a little bit more life. But that's what I'll be making for either her Mother's Day present or her birthday this year, trying to make her 100 ml of this with, you know, real jasmine, real rose, real vanilla, real Mysore sandalwood. Really make it nice. So that's what I picked up this month, these four. I'll show you. I'm going to get from Perfume Supply House next month. Knock some more things off that Jean-Claude Elena list. And they got some really cool stuff at Perfume Supply House this month, including some really good Robert Tett naturals. Like there's a black tea natural, which I definitely want. I believe there's a certain type of flower. I forget the name of the flower, but there's like an oleo resin of that flower. It might be mimosa, but I definitely want that too. So when I get that, I'll show you. Let me know what other type of like perfuming videos, doing my own perfume videos you would like to see. And I'll see you later this week with more videos, guys. You already know what it is. My name is Maximilian.
If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay